What is one of the biggest challenges in your business that you have faced early on, and how did you push through?
Transitioning from that worker bee to being that CEO. You know, I think about my position in all the organizations I've worked for full time, and I've always been the one doing the work. But now, with me being the architect of the organization, I really have to think strategy.
Welcome to Rotaract on the Road. We're sharing some of your best young entrepreneurs in the city of Birmingham that just so happen to serve in Rotaract.
Portia, we are back.
We're back
for another episode of Rotaract on the Road.
Rotaract
Let
on
me
the
tell
road.
you, I am so ready for this
Oh
conversation.
my gosh.
Who do we have? Who's in the hot seat?
Today we have Greg with Cole.
Event management solutions.
Yes.
Yes.
Give him his name props.
Yes.
So, Greg, before we get started, since you're in the hot seat,
Okay.
we have to put you under fire. Welcome to Rotary Rapid Fire. We have
Rapid
4
fire.
questions. First
I'm
thought
zoned
that
in.
comes to mind is the first thought we want out of your mouth.
Okay.
Portia.
Coffee or tea?
Water. I woke up like this.
Oh, wow. Well, we haven't had that one. Okay. Early mornings or late nights?
Ooh, it depends on the season, but a late night any time of the year. Yeah.
Okay. One word to describe entrepreneurship.
Ooh. It's a climb. It's a journey. Journey.
One word to describe Rotaract.
A challenge. A big, great challenge. Yeah.
I love it. And I like water too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never go on rehydrating
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Hand, body, mind,
Yes.
and soul.
And water is in both of those, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I see
Okay,
how
there
you
we
worked
go.
it back around.
Yes.
Speaking of working it back around,
Yeah.
tell us exactly who you are. Tell us more about your business. Tell us how you got started as an entrepreneur, your journey from Montgomery. I'm telling all your business in
Ooh.
advance. Just tell us about the journey.
Yeah,
of Greg
absolutely. So my name is Greg, as we've already mentioned. I'm originally from Montgomery, Alabama, 334 in the building.
Absolutely.
But Birmingham has welcomed me as a son, and it's been so amazing. I like to say I've been here during the Renaissance era. I've been a part of so many great things here. And one of those great things is the launch of my company, Cole Event Management Solutions. It's been a very exciting journey. Most of what we do is help nonprofits, corporations, municipalities curate those events that are centered around community engagement. And so that's really where my heart is. And it's just such a blessing to be able to partner with such great organizations to do that here in Birmingham.
Wonderful.
Yes. So, Greg,
Yeah.
what is one of the biggest challenges in your business that you have faced early on, and how did you push through?
So I want to attack this a few different ways. Let's start from the beginning. So I
Okay.
graduated college, went to school, Alabama State University, go Hornets, all right? I graduated with a marketing degree, and they were like, go to sales. You got the gift of gab. And I was like, let's do it.
You do have that.
Certified yapper, right? But I started sales, and it was cool, but it wasn't moving me. You know, I wasn't motivated to go to work, wasn't excited about anything that I was doing. So I was like, Greg, what is it that you're gonna do? Because we got bills.
Yeah.
BILLS.
Can you
All
pay my
caps.
bills?
So I was like, well, let's think back in high school. I was so engaged with just building community, doing a lot of events. Then I transitioned to college. I was over our homecoming for 1 year. So I was like, okay, events. That seems to be a sweet spot. But we do not want to do birthday parties. We don't want to do weddings. We love people that does that. I think that is a God's gift. That's not our gift. So we wanted to work more with corporations. We want to do some of those big brand events. And so I got an opportunity to move all the way to Connecticut, this southern boy going to Connecticut. And I started working with an organization by the name of BMW, doing multicultural and diversity work. And we did a lot of events with them. And I was like, okay, so we can really do this.
Yeah.
And from there, I've worked with several different organizations during events centered around community engagement, philanthropy, all of that stuff. And, over the past couple of years, I had an experience of expanding capacity. So I had a little time on my hands. I was like, well, people keep asking me to do their events. Why don't I just start my own company? And so I did that. And oh my gosh, it has just been mind blowing to put something out into the world and to watch it flourish. But not only that, to experience people that want you to win.
Mhm.
I think that's been the biggest eye-opening experience. But the challenge, to your question, has been me transitioning from that worker bee to being that CEO.
Mhm.
I think about my position in all the organizations I've worked for full time, and I've always been the one doing the work. But now, with me being the architect of the organization, I really have to think strategy. Where are we going? Where do we want to be? What are we doing? Is this excellence? Are we doing the best thing and providing the best service to our clients? And so that's been an ongoing challenge that we're trying to work through, because as an entrepreneur, you are accounting, you are billing,
Everything.
you are the
Everything.
photographer, you are the social media manager, and you got to make sure money is coming into the bank. So your business development. So it's like it's been an ongoing challenge, but I think how I've been able to push through that is calling friends.
Mhm.
One of my mentors gave me a nugget of, okay, you need to figure out what are those things that you may not be good at, because you are excellent. You know how to plan an event, but we're building a business. So if you want to go far, you really got to get you a team. And so I started to identify some of those areas where there were some gaps. And also, I want to be present with my clients. A lot of my clients come to me, they want a strategic partner.
Mhm.
They don't want a person to plan events. They really want somebody to kind of guide them on how can we engage our community? How can we get more impressions? What is it that we can do? This is the question that everybody asks. What is it that we can do that nobody else is doing?
Mhm.
So how can I open myself up to be present for them? But also, how can we get the work done in the mix? So that's been the challenge.
Yeah.
That's been the solution. And we're trucking along to see how it goes.
I
Yeah.
love it. So, in that same vein, I'm sure there have been a couple of hiccups
Yeah, absolutely.
along, just a couple, because I feel like you got it covered.
Yeah, I'm human.
Okay. So let's talk about those human hiccups. Can you give us some insight on mistakes that you've made and some lessons that it taught you that you use today with your business?
The importance of a contract.
Talk about it.
The thing about a contract for me has been it gives a great foundation to what is about to happen. And it also gives an opportunity to have discussion about what each party wants it to be. And that includes clients, contractors, it includes vendors. That's really the DNA of the entire relationship. And so a few mistakes, or one of the mistakes that I've made in business is going off of vibes.
Mm.
Whew, we cannot
Vibes pay bills? I didn't know that.
vibes don't pay bills, but it's a twofold with this answer. Being in too much of a hurry, taking your time, but also going off of vibes. I think when early on in my entrepreneurship journey, and I'm still early on in my journey, but I've experienced where, we going off of vibes. I know you, you know me. We probably done a project or two together. This just makes sense. We get into the project, things start moving, things start flowing. And then there's these moments where misalignment happens. There's nothing for either one of us to refer to kind of hold us accountable. And so having a contract in all your business dealings has been one of the things that I've implemented in my journey. And also not being in too much of a rush, because, we want companies that are going to be around for centuries, right? And so, Rome wasn't built overnight. So, take your time, give yourself grace, because you're learning, you're doing something new, and you're also bringing other people on board to join you in your dream. So also give them that same grace that you want extended to yourself. So that's been one of the biggest mistakes of my journey so far, just being in too much of a rush and not having a contract. Make sure you get that thing in writing.
I love it. That's wisdom.
Yes.
And make sure you
yes.
got all your business together, because the city will come for you.
Yes,
for
they
that
will.
Oh
money.
yeah. Pay your bills,
Business
pay your
license,
taxes.
yeah,
Yes.
taxes. Okay, so let's dive into Rotaract.
Yay.
For those who don't know, Rotaract Club of Birmingham develops young professionals to be active engaged in building a better community, region, and world. How did you hear about Rotaract, and did you expect Rotaract to play the role that it has played on your entrepreneurship journey?
So, me being me.
And you introduced me to Rotaract.
Oh,
When I got
wow.
to Birmingham.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes,
for introducing
yes.
Kit.
Oh, she took it by storm. I just showed her what the application was. She took care of the rest. I mean, that's Portia. But how did I find out about Rotaract? So me being me, the extrovert that I am, I came to Birmingham with a big appetite for community. I wanted to find out where the people were.
Yeah.
How can I get connected to them? Where are the events? And I met a friend, and she was like, "Oh, you will be a perfect candidate for this organization called Rotaract." I was like, "What is it?" I'm all for it. I don't even know what I'm about to sign up for. So she took me to an event, and I had a chance to meet different people. And I was like, "These are my people. I'm supposed to be here." And over the course of time, I started attending different events because throughout the process, you have to attend a social event, a service event, and a learn event. So throughout that, I took my time. I dated them for a little minute before I made the decision to follow through with the application. And ever since then, I mean, it has just been amazing.
Oh my God, I love it.
I met so many great friends. I've been to weddings of members.
Wow.
I mean, we are cultivating family, really, truly. I've been able to develop relationships outside of the club where we've been able to talk about stuff that goes on outside of our day-to-day jobs. So, I big shout out to my friend that introduced me and put me on. So,
I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah.
So what I hear you talking about is community. You
Oh,
found
yes.
Oh, yeah.
community within Rotaract, which is Prosper's second language. Community is so important. Can you talk about how that Rotaract community has helped foster and nurture your business?
Absolutely. So, in the words of a great man, Clarence Avon, if you don't know who that is a Black Godfather.
The
Look him up.
Godfather,
Yes.
absolutely.
His saying is, "I don't have problems, I have friends." And so with Rotaract, in my business journey, they've been extremely supportive in more ways than one. They've been pouring into me. People see you, but they affirm you. That makes a big difference when you're doing something that's just extraordinary. And I think what I'm doing is extraordinary. I'm going
Absolutely.
out on my own. I'm doing something that is like very scary to do. I don't really have a playbook to go off of. And so they've been so affirming in what I'm doing and just empowering me to continue forward. But also they've been putting opportunities in my way. And I love that.
Yes.
That as a entrepreneur, you have this idea, but you don't know if it's going to work. But as you go through the journey, you meet these people and they say, "Hey, I know that," they're introducing your names in rooms that you're not even in.
I love it.
And not only that, they're sending you the opportunities. They say, "You need to do this." They follow up. They're holding you accountable. So it has just been extremely, extremely fruitful to my journey as an entrepreneur, as far as creating opportunities, putting me at the table, and also just supporting me and motivating me along the way. So it's been really good.
And putting
Yes.
you on podcast.
And-
Not
yes.
forget that. Putting
It's
you
my
in
first
on the
podcast.
first but not last.
We in
Greg
the
was the
building.
first person. I was like,
Gotta
this is
have
Greg. This is Greg.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. That's another thing. Like that's why I say Rotaract is challenging, because being honest, I wouldn't necessarily jump at an opportunity to do something like this.
You should.
should,
But
for
I'm
sure.
so glad that Portia reached out and was like, "We need you on the podcast." I was like, "Okay." It was like a knee-jerk reaction. It was like, I want to say no so bad.
Well, I'm so glad you did not.
Yes. But
Right.
it's been so many different opportunities that has groomed me to be a professional. So professional development is a real big component of it as well. So it's just been, I mean, again, outside of me being an entrepreneur, Rotaract has proven to me that I can do this.
yeah.
It's given me a lot of evidence in what owning your own business looks like. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, let's go into the future.
Future.
Are we there yet?
Futuristic.
channel
Almost
my
there.
inner
Almost
Cleo.
there. Almost there.
Crystal ball.
Cleo. The next 1 to 3 years.
Okay.
Where's your company? What are you doing? And how is Rotaract still assisting you in opening those doors and welcoming you into new worlds that will help advance you as the entrepreneur that
Because
you
you're
are?
fairly young.
Oh, yes, we're very young. We have a long way to go.
Now you're making me feel not so young. Keep
Oh,
going.
hey,
It's all about how you feel.
we're trying to see what that
Absolutely.
feel like.
Okay, get here.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's see, 1 to 3 years. So where are we? We are still in Birmingham.
Mhm.
Birmingham holds a special place in my heart. What are we doing? We are still working with organizations, helping them reach different audiences, and doing a lot of work around community engagement. But where we want to be, we really want to expand our horizon. We want to stay in Birmingham, but we want to cover different areas within the Southeast. But not only that, when groups come into Birmingham, we want to be the solution that they reach out to produce their events. We want to be able to roll out their red carpet and show them what Birmingham has to offer. Opportunity is here. We have all the infrastructure that is needed to support major events. We've seen it, we've done it. And so I really want to become a first of mind organization that are helping a lot of our visitors curate their events here. And then we want to continue to expand into different sectors. So right now we're doing a lot of work on event execution, but we're laying the groundwork for more strategy. We want to work with organizations to build out their strategy as it relates to community engagement, because there are a lot of teams that want to engage with their community, but they don't have the manpower, they don't have the bandwidth, and they don't really have, well, I'm not going to say they don't have it, but they don't have the opportunity to really get into the weeds of what vision casting looks like, because they're so tied up in the day-to-day. How we're going to get to October in 2026? No, how are we going to get to October in 2028?
Yeah.
Those are the type of conversations that I want to be a part of. I want to help and give organizations permission to think and dream, because I think that has been missing in my experience. I think we focus on, okay, we got to focus on this year,
Yeah.
and I'm really trying to get people to be ahead of the curve versus being behind the 8 ball. So I think that's really where the creativity and the innovation comes into play.
I love it. I can't wait to see it happen.
Me
And I've
neither.
seen him in action. I'm going to tell you, this boy's good.
Well,
He's good
I
now.
boy's
believe
good.
you.
He's good now.
Thank you, Portia. I appreciate it. It's been a lot of just learning, making mistakes, but recovering very quickly, and also great people. I cannot take credit to how great I am. It's all because of people who have put me in different places to have an opportunity to let my light shine, as I say. And this is my God's gift: event planning, event strategy. And I'm not letting go. We're going all the way.
I love it.
I
I'm
love it
so
too.
proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of myself.
As you should be.
Thank you.
Okay, so back to Rotaract. So for someone looking to get into Rotaract, thinking about joining, what advice would you give them? Where
Do
would you
it.
tell them to start?
Do it. Start anywhere. Just go to the website and see what's out there. Don't think twice about it. Is it for me? You won't know until you find out. Do it afraid, as I always say. I mean, that's what I did when I came into the club. I just did it, and people saw me doing it, and they were like, we need to talk to that guy.
Yeah.
We need to get him involved. Like we need to put him in a chair position. We need you to sign up. Oh, one thing about Rotaract, they will sign you. They will volunteer.
Voluntold you to do
you
something.
gonna do
Okay.
this, and it's such a great community, because a lot of times we get in our own way. We're like, well, I ain't never done this before, or I don't know those people, or I'm not from here. And Rotaract will debunk all of that. So my advice: do it. Attend a luncheon, attend a service project. That's one thing that I love about the club, and we call it the club for those of you who are listening. But Rotaract Club of Birmingham. All of the events are free and open to the public. You don't have to be a member to hop on board. You don't have to be a member to come to the luncheon. If you just want to be nosy, come be nosy.
But you want them to be members after
We
they leave.
want
Oh,
them to be
absolutely.
members. But see, here's the thing. Once we get them in the room, we'll take care of the rest.
Yeah.
Because there are people like Portia, there's people like me, and so many other individuals similar to us that are really about cultivating a community where people feel
Community.
seen. And so, just come in the room. We nice. We don't bite.
Yes. And we'll
I
show you
love
what to
it.
do after.
That's right.
Yes.
Get to work. I'm just joking.
Greg, this has been amazing. I knew it would be.
Oh, it's
I
so
knew it
coming
would
to the end.
be. It's coming to an end.
Okay.
But before we wrap it up,
Yeah.
how can the people reach you?
Yes. So you can reach me by our website. So it's going to be coleems.org. So that's coleems.org.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you,
Thank you.
Greg Cole,
That's
for
right.
joining us.
It's been a complete
Rotaract
pleasure.
on the road.
Yes.
Rotaract on the road.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. Thank you for joining Rotaract on the Road. Be sure to follow Prosper's YouTube channel so that you can get the best in Birmingham's entrepreneurs, but also find out everything going on with Rotaract and keep in touch through Rotaract on the Road podcast. See you next time.